Welcome back to the Aquitaine Ocean City project on Cities Skylines, where we have been holding elections. So how this works is I roll a dice, and there are two parties: a separatist party that wants our city to be independent, and a pro-government party that wants our city to be more integrated with the national government and the EU. And so I roll the dice for the separatist party, for instance, and if they get a 4, then they have a majority. If they get a 2, then they don't, for the votes. And here, in this instance, the separatists rolled a 6, which means they have a strong majority over the pro-government. And I can only imagine this is in response to the construction of this nuclear power plant here. The people are not happy, and so they've elected a pro-separatist government, which will shape a little bit the episode that's coming up, what we decide to construct, even though we'll still have to make some dice rolls for if some of these things get through. Yeah, it will shape a little bit the course of this series. So I suggest we jump right in. So, start of episode overview, we have 397,000 sell, with a small profit coming in weekly, and about 29,200 people living in the city. So not a huge city at all, actually more of a town at this point, but quite densely populated and quite wealthy. But we're still not really a major player. So for our separatist government is going to have to tread quite lightly. So I've just created a new district called the Diamond District, and named after Jared Diamond, who wrote books such as Guns, Germs and Steel, which, although have some perhaps incorrect ideas, they are nonetheless very good books if you want to start learning about history and especially human relationship with the environment. So before I let these zones fill in, I should probably provide some services in the area. We're probably going to be needing another... Oh, maybe not. Maybe we don't need another elementary school. High school, we're quite good. No, maybe we don't need schools. But we should at least put some kind of park, plaza kind of thing in for the people. I'm thinking maybe a nice, quiet Japanese garden here in the middle could provide some break from the surrounding city. And then we can also provide... Let's see what we have. Sports facilities, or maybe a plaza near these shops where people can like bring their lunch. That would be quite good. You have a little plaza. Is this also maybe a good plaza? Yeah, like a little plaza like this, and then you can bring your lunch and you know, buy it in the shops or restaurants here, and then you can sit down here. I think that's a good idea. And I put some tennis courts in here because it's good to get some exercise. People like it, and it breaks up the city a little bit more. Create some open spaces. We have a separatist government in power, so we want to go for high quality. We're bringing in less people, but better quality of life for those people. So with that, this district is pretty much finished until here, and we have to think about how we want to connect this area up, because we're going to be building a harbour here, although this is being a bit delayed. Maybe not the priority of the current government. And we have to think about how this will connect up with the rest of the city. We want some kind of access here, so not everyone is going through this central transport hub, which, as usual, is quite loaded. So one of the first actions of this new separatist government is that they want to increase security. This will be the main goal of this current election cycle. There's not really time to do much more. Increase security on our quote-unquote borders, which means that they want to institute some controls on the highway. A toll gate, so people have to pay to come in and out, and they want to also build additional police stations, so we have a more force controlling who is coming in, who is coming out. Kind of our own army, although they would not put it this way because that would cause a lot of problems and controversy. So we're going to be investing quite a lot in some police stations in this kind of modern style here. By the way, I switched out some assets since the last episode. I don't know if I showed this, but I went around and changed a few of the assets to fit a little bit better the theme of our city. So now we have these very modern police departments and fire departments. I think they suit the city quite well. So we set up these tool booths here, and we'll see how that goes. This is the first thing that they asked for. And I guess this is a fair price. Maybe we'll have to lower it if we start getting some traffic problems. Ah, and there's no electricity and water here. Okay, that maybe looks a bit better. And hopefully this won't create traffic problems. Let's see. We did create 2 large one-way booths, so shouldn't be too bad. If we use our conversion factor, that would translate to 10 euros for a car to enter and 20 euros for a truck. And unsurprisingly, we have increased quite a lot our income. But I don't think this is necessarily so sustainable. So we are going to do some work in preparation for the harbour, and we're going to expand this highway a little bit. Like this. So first we'll have it straight, and then we'll have it going like this. And I think we need a roundabout actually in the middle here to send people off this way. So let's try and do that. Okay, just flip these around like this. Have this coming off here, and then we can connect with the rest of our road system. We can have this coming out perhaps like this, and then like this, and then like have this coming in here, and then this can come a little bit more out like this, and then we connect it into the rest. So that will be this way and that way, and then we can play around with the shape of this intersection to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasant. Messing everything up. It's okay. Yeah, something like this is not too bad. Get it like straight in, slight angle. Yeah, should work pretty good. Should be fine. And we can edit, of course, this intersection. Because we don't want to be doing traffic lights all the time, I think we can call this a priority road. Okay, very nice. Maybe I'll keep working on this grid here. And just get... So let's first extend our public transport network in such a way that we know where the pylons, the pillars for supporting this are. Okay, let's have that going across like that. Then we can have this guy dropping in here. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty good. We will have a line going to the harbour, Maybe have it try and have it kind of following. Okay, that's not too bad. We have it kind of hanging around. So this is already prepared for when there'll be a harbour area here. And so then now we have some space here that we can fill out. Definitely want here a pool and gym complex. Remember, always health first. Added in some zoning beside this healthy area. So we still have a lot of uneducated citizens. Quite a lot for a first world country, I guess. And I think this is mostly the newcomers that have settled here, as we can see on the map. The areas that were settled earlier, people have had time to go through education. So I think that we should provide more manufacturing jobs because we have quite a lot of industrial demand, and I think offices will have trouble finding workers if we start developing the business district here. This might be a bit premature. We don't have the population basis for a cluster of high-tech skyscrapers yet, but we could definitely expand our manufacturing capabilities, even if this will create a lot more traffic. I think we can give this a try. Our policy here is quite strange because we're probably at a time in the future where, you know, being in 2040 almost, automation is going to have progressed quite a bit. So this kind of job isn't really going to exist so much. But we could imagine that we install a system where people can come and use various machines to produce specific goods, and they can organize themselves in co-ops. These are all good paying union jobs. So it remains pretty high quality. So we could imagine this is what's going on. Of course, whether we could actually compete with automated businesses this way would be another question. But we have to work within the confines of the game as well as the story we're trying to tell. So for now, we're going to be expanding manufacturing, and we can see later what we do about the whole question of automation and things like this. If you're interested in the future of work and automation, you might already know this video, but you might want to check out a video by CPG Grey called Help Not Needed, I think, or something like that. Help. It's, you know, just type CPG Grey and automation, and you should probably fall on it pretty quickly. And it's a very interesting video going over the implications of automating more and more procedures and jobs, what this means for society. Let's see already what these two new manufacturing blocks do to the job market. So let's see now we've got this all connected up. How many people decide to enter the city this way rather than over here? And for now, not so many, although people are using this access to get to the... Is there a traffic? Oh no. No need for a traffic light here. Actually, I'm even going to give these guys coming in priority. Yeah, I'm going to give these guys priority, and this guy is not. I think that makes sense. Nice. So I've been going over the city and detailing a bit and swapping out some assets for some better assets. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of the city in its current state, just to make sure you're up to date with everything going on here. You'll see I've changed the police and fire station down at the bottom here to these more modern looking buildings. And then we have good density. I've swapped out some buildings I thought didn't look so nice. I'll be doing more of that before the next episode too. More detailing as well that still needs to be done. Just trying to get the city in the state I want it to be. So yeah, I've added some detailing to this district. This is a touristic district. There you see the new fire stations. Here this Rift district I've detailed a bit more. And then if we... gates, and if we come over here to the stations, you'll see I've also arranged this line to be nice and straight now, so made that a little bit better. So that will be all for this episode. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll be kicking off next episode. I'll do a bit of detailing in the meantime, and I'll leave you with some shots of the city.